Hey guys, so for Richmond, I'm running a 7, and then I'm going to show you where the braking points are, how to roll the corner, what kind of line I'm going to be using for the race, and then I'll put in some adjustments. I'll probably adjust a little at a time to see what feels good. Then you can use the final setup for the truck. We're going to come out of pit road here. I'll try to be as smooth as I can for you guys. So you see the practice line, and you can definitely use that. I would practice using it before race time. This isn't the best lap, but you come down here like 5 feet before you get to the dotted lines on the track. I let off and give it a little bit of brake to help the truck turn. If I run in too hot, I give it a little bit of brake in the center. And then in 3, there's a white dotted line to go onto pit road, and that's kind of my braking point. Once you get to that line, just let off, let the truck roll a little bit. Give a little bit of brake. I want to run a little bit lower, but not too low. So right about here, right when you get to that white line on the bottom, let off, let the truck roll through the center. Usually about center off, you can just floor it. Let off about here. A little bit of brake, went in too hot. Then I'm about like 3 or 4 feet off the bottom. I try to have my rights like on the dotted line almost. If I can run lower, I'll try, but you don't want to get too close to that apron. It's just going to slow you down. Full throttle, let off at the white dotted line. Got a little loose going in. So I'm off throttle, a little bit of brake going in. Still rolling, I'm on the throttle now. Then I'm letting off here. A little bit of brake. And the longer you run, the more straight off the corner you want to try to get, because the tires are just going to be awfully loose. Probably like 10-15 laps into the run, you're going to start feeling it. That's why I have it on a 7. I probably could go to do an 8, but it's just too loose coming off the corner later in the run, so I want to be a little tighter to start and turn better later on and have good drive off the corner, because it's really important here. You get a lot of straightaway speed. I recommend going offline first. I know there's trucks in the way sometimes, but just get used to finding this line. Too loose there. A little loose going in. Just try to find your braking point where you let off, roll. I try to brake a little bit as I'm going into the corner or right before the corner. So I'll let off about here, brake, and then I let the truck roll. Then I'm in the throttle right here. You really want to let the truck roll. One thing I would look out for in this race is probably guys taking 2 tires to gain some track position. The right sides wear a lot faster than the lefts, so I see some guys doing that, possibly even me, if it's later in the run and I need track position to get up front. But yeah, it's all about trying to ease into the corner, get a good drive off the corner, let the truck roll through the center. You gotta kind of use what Denny Hamlin uses, and that's why he's so good here at Martinsville, New Hampshire, a lot of short tracks. He backs up the corner, saves his tires up because he's not overdriving it at all. So you're better off taking it easy going in and coming off hard than going in hard and overdriving it. You're just going to lose tons of time. So it's all about patience and running smooth, especially at rhythm tracks like this one. Once you find those points, you'll be golden, but just try to be smooth on the bottom. Starting to get a little loose off now. I'm really tight in the center. Like I said, there's not tons of fall off. I think I usually been running around like the 21.8, 21.9. I'm gonna come in now, make some adjustments, show you guys. So I'm gonna go up on my tape. Tape will loosen the car up a little bit. I'm gonna actually go up on the wedge just for coming off the corner. Left's gonna go down and my right front's gonna go up. That'll make the car turn better. Right rear needs to go up too, make the car turn better in the center. It's probably not the whole setup. I kind of want the lefts around 10 to 11, and then I want the rights, probably the right front around 35, 36, and then the right rear around 33, 34, around there. This game's weird like that. Like, you can, if you put the wedge up and the tires up, like, everything just seems to turn a lot better. Even though in that preset I was tight to begin with. Putting the wedge up really helps coming off the corner, so that'll help me in the longer run. And that right rear tire and the left, or the right front pressure up will help the car turn better. A little bit more brake, carrying a little bit more speed with the pressures up. Still trying to find a decent setup. It's not the quickest, but I'm hoping it'll handle better, longer runs. Might not have really good top speed to begin with, but as long as you can stay consistent, you'll be up there contending all race. Just gotta be smooth, stay off the apron, and try not to overdrive the corners, like I was saying. There's two ways you can enter the corner. You can have more of an arc to it, or you can come in a little straighter. That's with a little bit more arc into the corners. Coming in around like the top side, over that white line, and drop into the bottom. Then there's like the more shallow approach. You can be using more brake though. I recommend trying to take the wider approach into the corner. Let the car roll to the bottom, or at least get that truck right below the dotted line. I'm definitely going to need to adjust the right rear and go up a little bit more. It's just too tight in the center. And that might be because of the wedge going up, but that right rear will help me out. If you have the pressure too high and then you have the wedge too low, then you're just going to be really loose off. I'm about a 1/10 off of my record lap running the preset. So I'm going to keep my wedge there. Probably put the tape down a little bit. Maybe go down to 30. Let's try 30 there. 34 there. I'm gonna go 36 here. 34 there. 11 should be okay. Like I said, I haven't thrown everything at this truck yet. Just kind of playing around. I like the pressure a little higher and the wedge up. I think that's a good route to go. It's like a fine line of how high you can put those pressures and how high you can go on the wedge. Just still too tight. I might go down on the wedge a little bit. Either that or I'm just overdriving a little bit too hard. That was a good lap. Getting close to my record time. I know some guys are running 7s, but if you can be in that 7-8 bracket to start, that'd be really good. Good start. You just want to be consistent in your lap times. If you're consistent and maybe even save some tire for later in the run, then you'll be able to catch those guys because they're gonna eat the tires up at the start. It was a really good corner. Backing it up just a little bit of brake, just getting loose in. Overdrove that. See how this lap goes, and then I'll probably make another adjustment. Probably go down on the wedge a little bit to help the center, because it's just really tight. I'm off the throttle a really long time. Using a little bit more brake now. You can see that right front is wearing a little bit more than the rear. Definitely having to put a little bit more wheel into it. Repair. Like I said, the tape, usually it would make you tighter, but in this game, it'll give you more downforce on the front and it'll make the back end looser. I'm just going to keep it at 40 like it was. I'm going to do 50 there. 55 there. Or 35. 35 on the right rear. So 36 right front, 35 right rear. About 10 and 10 and a half on the lefts. We'll see how that goes. Just try some things out. There's two ways you can do the setup. So you can put the wedge a little higher, and that'll help with corner exit, and then the pressure's up will make it turn a lot better. It already feels a lot better just going down 2 rounds on the wedge, or 0.2 down on the wedge, and then going up on the right rear. So just look for those braking points. That was a decent lap there. About 5 feet from that dotted line I let off, and I get on the brake a little bit. Just enough to slow it down, make it turn. And again, that white line on the bottom going into pit road, I look for that. And right before I get there, I let off, so those are good braking point spots because there's nothing really else to go off of. There's no really markings on the wall. So that is my setup. I might adjust it a little bit, try it out, keep adjusting the truck to what you like. I suggest adjusting it and doing a few longer runs, see how it is on the long run. If you're coming off pretty straight and you're not too loose coming off, that's a pretty good setup for a long run, I think. And just remember those braking points. You will be all set. These are, let's see, these are my lap times. So I did a little bit of practice before, so I started at lap 14. And these lap times are upward 30s. And then after the setup went in, you could see 6th, 7th, and then we pitted again. Made the other adjustments to it a little bit quicker. Maybe some trucks got in the way, but that last adjustment was better with a 21.866. You could probably get a little quicker. I know I've gotten quicker, but just keep adjusting it. and be all set for race time.